Top 3, bottom 3 triceps exercises for size. Last time I spoke about chest. I've also spoken about back and shoulders, and I've spoken about cardio. So this time let me talk about triceps. I know I haven't spoken about legs, biceps, maybe core and calves. I'll speak about those ones in the next episode, or rather in other episodes. So today let me just focus on triceps. Yes. So if you want to develop nice chiseled triceps, I believe you should focus on these 3 movements. And when I'm pointing out these movements, as always, this is according to my opinion. So the statement may not be factual, or rather these so-called statistics that I have may not be factual. Whatever I'm giving you is based on my experience. So pay close attention and don't cast stones on me. So number 1, I'll go for triceps push down, either using a rope or the bar, straight bar, that small straight bar. Yes, those ones I believe they are very nice exercises for you, development of your triceps. Which grip? Overgrip. Not undergrip, but overgrip. Overgrip, push down. Number 2, skull crushers. On the floor, not on the bench, but on the floor, because you're more stable, you can control the weight easily. Then here's a caveat: when you're doing skull crushers, don't go heavy on them. That's why most of you are complaining about the elbow pain. It's because you're trying to ego lift on triceps. There are some muscles which I normally say they don't require heavy lifts if you want to see changes in your body. They just require mind muscle connection, maybe time and attention, and just control tempo anytime you're doing certain muscles, triceps being one of them. You go heavy on triceps, you end up fucking up your elbows. 2 months later, complain, oh, skull crushers are bad, they fucked up my elbows. No, skull crushers are not bad. You're just not executing on them properly. You're going heavy for the gram. Don't do that, please. Just be polite on a skull crusher. Number 3, which is the last one, I'll go for pin press on the bar. On the bench, flat bench, incline bench, no problem. Just insert the pins on the side and do a partial rep. So just focus on the top partials like this. That one, I know most of you guys are not doing it, or rather they are not familiar with it, but it's a good triceps exercise. If you want to also improve on your bench overall strength, it's a good exercise that will supplement on your primary mover, that is the bench press. Are we together? So those are my top 3 triceps exercises for size, that is chiseling, aesthetics, Greek god, etc. Bottom 3 triceps exercises of all time. So number 1 is kickback using a dumbbell. Dumbbell kickbacks, not very effective. Why? Because you're using your shoulders more than your triceps. Why? Again, because gravity is pulling you down anytime you're extending your arm like this. Okay, so I don't treasure it the most because of that. And also, instead of me focusing on now dumbbell kickback, I'd rather use the cable to do the same, or a resistance band. Why? Because the tension is well distributed, and also the gravity is not pulling me down. And lastly, I'm focusing on my triceps and not my shoulders. Okay, so my aim is triceps, not shoulders. Are we together? So that's why I don't treasure dumbbells. Instead, I'll use the cables or resistance bands. In fact, resistance bands, they also help in rehabilitating your elbow. So if you have an issue with your elbow joint, resistance band will be a good rehab for your problem. Okay, maybe you have tendonitis, resistant bands, they're very good to cure. Okay, I don't know if they will cure, but it will at least suppress the pain. Number 2 are diamond push-up. Diamond push-ups, not my favorite at all. Why? Because putting a lot of pressure on my wrist for no apparent reason, and yet I have other variation that will still do the job. So instead of diamond push-up, I'll just put my arms at least shoulder width apart here, and then I do push-ups, but not here. Here is too close, and then you just end up hurting yourself. And then majority of you guys cannot handle that because maybe you're a beginner. Maybe you have an issue with your wrist. So instead of that, just do a normal push-up, but on a close stance, like close grips. Last one is any form of undergrip. Undergrip extension. It could be on the bar, that bar, you're doing this. It could be skull crushers. It could be what else? Kickback, which is with the dumbbell. You are holding like this instead of still not my favorite, because it is your weakest position when you're executing on your triceps. So instead, just use neutral grip or over grip. Neutral or over, because these are your strongest grip anytime you're focusing on your triceps. I'll give you a caveat. When you're doing triceps, start off with the cables or resistance band before you think of doing skull crusher. Let skull crusher be the last exercise for your triceps. Or it can be your first exercise, that is after you've warmed up your joint complete, because skull crushers are like a compound exercise for your triceps. So you cannot start with it, since maybe the joint, the elbow joint, is still cold. It has not warmed up properly, so you'll end up feeling pain maybe after a couple of weeks, because maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on your elbows. So start off with this push down. You can just start off with anything, but don't start off with skull crushers, and then just finish with skull crusher after you've exhausted on these other ones, and you'll never complain about elbow pain. Same applies to squats. If you're beginning to do squats, this is my belief. Start off with hamstrings, start off with glutes, and it could be maybe leg curl, it could be hip abductor, then now you can go under the bar. But don't start with squats, because again your knees, they are not well warmed. Same applies to bench. Start off with maybe push-ups, start off with the cable crossover, start off with something that will mobilize your shoulders and maybe elbows before, and even wrist, before you think about starting off with the bench press. Just a caveat, okay? But today I was talking about triceps. I hope this video makes sense. Like always, if it does, do me the honors, comment if you have any question, like the video if it has helped you. Next time I'll speak about something else, maybe biceps, maybe calves, maybe core, or maybe legs. I haven't spoken about those ones. Till next time, stay safe.